Vermont lawmakers sparring over a sweeping land use bill aimed at updating Act 250 and making the state more resilient to flooding and climate change.
But some worry that it falls short in tackling Vermont's housing crisis. Channel 3 political reporter Calvin Cutler is live at the State House. Calvin, there have been a number of housing and Act 250 bills swirling around this year. Break this down for us.
Yeah, good evening, Kiana and Kat. This is the big conservation and climate resiliency bill of the legislative session here in the House of Representatives, and it's a big priority of Democrats here at the State House. Now, it comes amidst the debate about the bigger conversation that is regarding the balance of climate resiliency and our housing crisis and how to pay for it. 7 years of studies and task forces on Act 250 reaching the House floor.
It's a lot less expensive to avoid destruction than to rebuild after destruction.
The sweeping bill creates a new professional board to hear Act 250 appeals and issue decisions instead of the courts. And it redetermines where Act 250 is applied, creating a new tiered system, loosening regulations in developed areas and tightening in areas with natural resources.
While this is not a housing bill per se, it builds on the work of the last two sessions by relaxing regulation for housing in centers, thus setting the stage for the creation of vibrant, walkable downtowns.
Supporters say the bill is the result of consensus among environmentalists and the Natural Resources Board. And they say it's aimed at updating Vermont's signature land use law to reflect challenges of the 21st century.
We do have a housing crisis, we have a biodiversity crisis, and we have a climate crisis. And this bill isn't going to solve any of them, but it's a step in the right direction for all of them.
But it isn't without its critics. Republicans say the bill does nothing to get badly needed housing built. And they say the new tiered system for Act 250 review could make it harder to build housing in rural towns.
Any legislation that hinders housing development and substantial growth cannot rightfully be classified as a housing bill.
Governor Phil Scott, who says housing is the root of many of Vermont's economic challenges, from homelessness to skyrocketing property tax rates, says the Act 250 reform bill fails to meet the moment.
Well, we need relief right now to get more housing built, because this is a crisis that we have.
Lawmakers are going to continue to debate this bill, and I'm told that they'll stay late into the night to finish the debate. However, we'll bring you the vote total when they do vote on it, but we'll also be keeping an eye on whether it will cross the 100-vote threshold, which is what state lawmakers need to override a veto from Governor Phil Scott if he does issue one.
All right, Calvin, there's another big battle between the governor and House Democrats on the state budget. What's the update there?
Yeah, Kat, so the governor has been highly critical of the House of Representatives for spending and for new taxes. They're expected to vote on the state budget later this week, and then the Vermont Senate will start crafting its own state spending plan. Now, I spoke with Senate President Pro Tem Phil Baruth, who says that they share many of the same priorities with the House and that they will look to raise new taxes. However, they say they will not look to raise taxes through a new tax bracket on high-income earners like the House has proposed.
Calvin Cutler.